Yo, this is Ferg, and you're tuned into the bigger picture.
West Coast.
Oh yeah, you know I had to turn it up for one time. Elliott, you ready? DJ Head, you ready?
West Coast.
Hey Jeremy, you ready?
They know it's time.
Let's get it. It's a cold game, cold world, that's why we talk about it. Ain't like everybody else that'll just walk around it. Views is different, snap a picture and now it's vintage. Cause it ain't just talking for the views, that's how he meant it. It's the bigger picture. Yeah, it's the bigger picture. Yeah, it's the big picture.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
The bigger picture. Stomping, walking in my big black boots.
All
Excellent.
right, we're live.
Yeah. Charlamagne, we live?
Bigger
Classic
picture
radio.
is back. The bigger picture is back. We got special guests today too. People are, you either saw because you saw it in the headline. If you didn't for some reason, we have two special chairs open for some hip hop legends in the building. Yeah.
Gonna pull up on us, man.
Yeah, whenever we have guests, they're only legends.
Is that our stigma?
Yeah.
We can't talk to the newcomers?
No, we will. We call it Chris Patrick. Chris Patrick
can grace the stage?
Chris Patrick can grace the stage. And Miles Minnick. These are the two chairs for them.
There you go.
How you guys feeling? How's the week?
I'm great. You know what I'm saying? I think this is gonna be a great day for hip hop. I'm really excited.
You have your questions ready?
I'm really excited to talk to De La Soul.
De La Soul.
We were able to get a sneak peek of their album.
Yeah.
I ran into them yesterday. Really good dudes, man. Really great energy. My first time ever meeting them.
Okay.
You've interviewed them a few times. Right?
Interviewed me a few times. Also, we'll see if they reveal. I played a key role in the.
Oh my God.
So everything does lead back to Elliott Wilson.
Bringing De La Soul's historic catalog to streaming services.
Ooh, okay.
Hey,
I'm excited to hear that.
Tell the world how Elliott Wilson played a key role in you getting your visa to come out here.
I haven't made him a citizen yet. I'm working on it.
No, yeah.
The whole Drake thing was a hiccup.
Tell him how,
imagine if I was friends with Drake, he'd already be a citizen.
Tell him
fucked
how,
it up.
You could have gotten me my O2 through Drake.
Because you're not a citizen, right?
I'm not a citizen.
Tell him how Elliott Wilson played a key role in your conception and introducing, the environment.
He actually, he was the reason my parents met. It's crazy.
There you go.
It is crazy.
Respect Magazine.
He is technically part of the reason for my career, though.
Oh my God.
He is.
Yo, Head, I'm part of a lot of people's journeys,
he
man.
Is. I'm part of his family tree. My internship, my first internship in Winnipeg he was editor-in-chief of that magazine.
Has your career elevated since you've met me? Since we really connected and started doing business together? Are you at your highest career point you've ever been?
No.
No, you was bigger before?
Pause.
Good one.
But you do have to say that.
Pause, right?
Honestly,
No.
he does have to say that is a true. I'd say that's a true statement.
He does have to say it's a true. How
you don't have to say
man, give me
anything.
2 push-ups, nigga.
I hate that you have that over me. I hate that you have this over me.
Oh my God. Yo, people
tell me he has to be.
He
has to then shut the fuck up.
No, go ahead. Do it first. Do it first.
Give me 2 push-ups.
Hey, just say you're taking this too far.
What?
The streets say you're taking this too far.
Why am I taking it too far?
Because I'm scared of what you're gonna do.
What?
I was on my phone yesterday.
What?
Monday, I'm in my little Instagram feed with my little burner Instagram account trying to survive in social media. I see you with the camera. All of a sudden, he's behind you doing push-ups. I thought I was late to work. We didn't have a shoot. We was taping on Tuesday. It was a Monday.
Yeah, I'm just walking
Next
into
thing I
work,
know-
unassuming, trying to do my job, and I have to worry about doing push-ups. I did say, and people seem to agree that Head is going to hold over at least 2 push-ups for the rest of my life and wait for, I said maybe a wedding day, maybe the birth of my future child, and I'll get a FaceTime in the hospital and it'll be I need 2.
Let me tell you why you're wrong.
Why?
I'm gonna hold 7.
Okay, it needs to be a
7,
good
you said?
amount.
7. That way I could dish out 2.
Why
2
are you
and then
West Coast people so evil? This is what Kendrick did, and we're still in chaos ever since.
No, he didn't drop that record. There was another nigga record who dropped that push-up shit.
Oh, God.
That's true. He did. Kendrick did inspire it with his push-ups, though.
If Drake would have called it on calls, everything would have been totally different.
Now that would have upset the West
You know what? Now that I
earlier.
think about it, Dot should have replied with a record called On Calls.
On calls.
I just thought about it. I was telling your story to a friend of mine. Her name is Miko. And I was like, is that some LA shit? because she was like, yeah, we used to play on calls like. Because she's an athlete, and we used to do on calls all the that was a thing. I just I never heard anybody else other than LA people do on calls. Like
I never heard it until you told me. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And then what? So you said now he's adding more. What's the count now? Like, will you ever run out? Like,
he just did
more?
33.
Now he owes me 33. Is the running ledger?
No, but he said you increased the number because he missed the call.
Yeah, it's on call.
Yeah.
So then how much do you add? If I owe you,
you technically, we looked it up. You technically double it.
I didn't do that to him though. I reset at 50.
So if I owe you 20 and I missed the call, now I owe you 40?
That's correct.
Wow.
Did you guys hear the on-call remix that we got? Shout out to we'll grab his ad name, but this is,
he did like DJ Premier with Right on Ransom.
Yeah.
He owes me on-call push-ups. Wake him up. So,
Wake him up.
Heck, man. We just a couple of calls here, man. We trying to get these on calls. We need these push-ups right now. And there was just multiple missed calls and multiple attempts at a FaceTime. And DJ Head could have needed you with an emergency right now.
Hello.
It's on call. It's on call.
I can't tell if I love or hate this, but I think that was fire. Honestly, that was kind of fire. Yeah. He killed that.
Oh my God! So you're not tired of doing push-ups yet? You still being a trooper.
I'm with it till the wheels.
You know why I know we're gonna see one again? DJ Head didn't invite me, but I'm gonna go to the Effective Immediately Wale. I'm gonna sneak in.
It's sold out. You might not make it.
There's an event with Gina Views. Like unless Head has security block me from getting in, but I'm gonna go early, see if I can get in. As Effective Immediately, that'll be it'll come after our airing, right? So Gina Views, DJ Head on stage. We're about to talk about Wale. Wale is the interview subject. I know somewhere in the middle of this, I'm gonna see Jeremy Hecht do some on calls. That's my prediction.
That's your bet.
Are you attending? Are you gonna go out?
I'm gonna attend.
So what if he didn't leave his house and he wasn't there? Could you make him go to the venue? And
I call him.
No, it's wherever I'm at.
Okay,
so I still have to do them, but I don't have to go.
So are you scared to attend the Effective Immediately interview because he may be called on to do some on calls?
No, at this point, what's a few push-ups? I do them every day. I think I've done every day since I've seen Head. I'm surprised you didn't. We went to Miles Minnick's show, which you were invited to.
I couldn't make it. Sorry.
I was surprised I didn't have to do any.
Well, it's because we were sitting in the balcony. If we were on stage, I would have had Miles stop the show.
I thought Miles and the Lord said, show some mercy on Jeremy. It's a Sunday.
It is mercy. I would have him do
that's why.
4 instead of 10.
Okay, yeah.
4 is what?
I would have had him do 4 instead of 10. That's mercy.
So do you have plans of any on-calls at this, besides delivering A-level talent with Wale and Gina Views?
I'm not pre-planning, no.
Okay.
I don't even think about it until
he
says something, and then I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, really, it's when a trigger hits. I'll say something that triggers him.
What if Wale turns on you during the interview? And he looks at DJ Head and goes, you know what you should do? I see Jeremy Heck right there. I think I want to see some on calls.
I guess it depends what I say today about his album.
I mean, you did a great sound check interview with him. I know you think you bonded with him, but what if he turns on you and just throws you out there?
It's possible. We'll see. We'll see what happens today with this segment. So speaking of Wale, new project, 8th album. We'd been speaking about it for a while, and I think we all agree, even though we may have different takes on the album, I think we all agree that it is a great body of work, great project, and we're all very happy for him. But what were your first impressions of the album? Songs that stuck out? Do you think this is his best album, his top 3 album? Is it too early to tell? What are your thoughts overall?
I think it's his best album.
Wow.
I saw you do the top 3 thing. I thought he was like, Well, he teased people. He said that people are saying that and not ready to say it's his best album. Of course, he thinks it's his best album because it's his new album, but no, I just think it's the most cohesive he's done. I love the arrangement of it. My only 2 skips, and I hate to say it, are the Afrobeat joints. I don't really rock with those. The Big Head and YB and Big Head. Only ones my skips.
Is it because of how he did the record, or you don't fuck with Afrobeats, or both?
It just didn't land for me. I like some Afrobeat stuff, but I just think that, and he's a pioneer of that. He doesn't get credit for his contributions with early records he did with WizKid and all that stuff. I just don't think those records landed for me in the sequence of the album.
I didn't like one of them. I didn't like Big Head, but I did really like YSF. I didn't want to have to say I didn't like that because I know that there's people who are going to be like, you just don't understand it. It's not for you.
That's how I feel
which
too.
I'm okay to admit that.
As an African American, Ecuadorian Greek man, I feel the same way.
but I didn't.
Tomorrow Today is so great in the middle of it. I think his thing is like, look, I mean, Wale is always he's a poet. He's kind of had his heart in his sleeve, but we've unwrapped the levels of vulnerability. Like he said, like with records like Survive, where he's talking about survivor's remorse, his relationship, Conundrum, the intro. Like there's that vulnerability that we all love, the 444, the Mr. Morale, when this person really strips down and tells their full truth. And it felt like that. And it felt like this record had to take time to make. It felt like a record that had to take years to make for him to land at this place. And it's just his growth. I mean, I just think it's like, I love the ambition. I knew what ambition meant at that time. I love the Seinfeld mixtapes and those records. So I'm up for the debate that maybe it's not number one, it's top three. But to me, I champion, somebody with longevity like that truly delivered. And I was telling you earlier before we got in the air, it's like, I feel like the centerpiece is that Michael Fredo record.
Yeah,
and I was
Michael
like,
Fredo.
At first I didn't like the record, the Godfather reference and all that. It felt too spot on. But then the more I listened to it, I was like, nah, he killed this shit. This is like, and it's important. It's about betrayal. You know what I mean? It's like, and we all go through that. And he's talking about those emotions that come with that, with betrayal. In this business, we deal with it a lot. Yeah. So I love that record now. Like I went from not really liking that record as a skip to like, I get why that record is important and why it resonates. And I'm just super proud of dude. Like again, it's successful to me. Oh, also my big take is I think it cracked it. Jeremy's gonna be mad.
Do I have to move Saba down?
I moved Chance down. Chance is my sixth man. So my top 5 albums this year now are Clips, Cardi, you gotta respect female MCs, Alfredo 2, Wale, and then Jid, and I got Chance as my 6th man. So I think it's a top 5 rap album of the year. That's why I think it's a high level. I don't know if I've ever had Wale as a top 5 album of the year. I've had him top 10, I'm sure, but that's how I feel about it. I really like it. And I enjoy listening to it, and I find myself going back and listening and appreciating it even more. So I like it.
I think it's dope too. Like I like several songs in the project. Obviously, I think Watching Us is the one that I like.
That is the focus record, right?
I know, but that's the one that I like with Leon Thomas on it. But what's interesting, I was just looking while you was talking, I was looking at Wale's top songs, and his top songs reflect most of this album. Let me see, that's 4, 8, 12. Let me see, 16. So if you look at Wale's top 20 songs, his whole album is in his top 20.
On Spotify?
On Apple Music.
Apple, okay.
That can't be just from streams though. That's based on current streams the last 20 days or something, right? Or
no,
like
I'm just saying, like, people are fucking with that.
The new music is resonating.
Yeah, the new music is because you don't see that a lot. When the new albums drop, people are still streaming the old shit.
Yeah, it's hard to beat your old shit.
Correct.
Catalog.
So I think to Wale's credit, I think people are taking to the album as he wanted them to. Also, I think I don't know if it's album centric or more as temperament, energy, and mindset. But I think Wale is in a different space mentally. Yeah, this is the most output we've ever seen from Wale over the span of this album cycle, because he don't just give us frivolous freestyles. He don't just be rapping over shit. He dropped freestyles. He dropped remix to freestyles.
He's doing the interviews.
Yeah, like
he's on Twitter all day doing it, interaction.
He's responding to people directly.
I mean, that's
good or bad or indifferent.
But not flipping out old Florida style. Not flipping out though. More measured and like control.
Yeah. But I think like I don't know. We never seen him this active, and so to me, it's interesting. I'm more curious to know, because when he was on Effective Immediately, it was pre-album cycle, and he just wanted to come in. He hit us and was like, I want to come in. But now that he's in full album cycle, I don't think we've ever had this active Wale before, which to me is dope, because it kind of gives you more insight. Like, he's answering the questions. I seen him on Breakfast Club. He brought up a couple things that, we've had sidebars about, I guess you could say, where it wasn't public information, but I'm glad that he's like not holding back. Even on the album, he's not holding back. He's like, he wants to be in that rap conversation and not to be just an afterthought anymore when it comes to the dimensions of the top rappers or the best rappers and stuff like that. He wants to be in that conversation. Much ado to what Pusha T said when he was on Effective Immediately as well. He was like, when the Grammys conversation came up, he's like, no, we want that. I'm not shying away from that. We want that.
Yeah.
That's what we're striving for. You know what I mean? Wale's the same way. He's like, I'm tired of niggas playing with me. You know what I mean? That's his sentiment.
Mm-hmm.
So I think he crafted the album, was cohesive. The production is great. The skill set has always been there. But I think I like an invigorated Wale where he got a point to prove. He's always had a chip on his shoulder, so that's not new.
Yeah.
But I like the motivated Wale.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you need that sometimes. Like, as much as sometimes I'll tell people, you know, you got to let the people do the talking for you, and like, you don't need to be the one to always say it. To a degree, you need to stamp yourself in your place and where you're at. And you need to remind people. Like, I think the Clips did a good job on that rollout of reminding people how great they are. I think Chance is in that mode right now where he's wanting to remind people how great he is. And I think Wale's in the point where he's looking, rightfully so, at his catalog compared to other people's. This is album 8. There's very few artists that you could look at and say that they made even comparable to their best work on an 8th album. Like, most of our favorites don't do that. So for him to even be in that place, I'm really happy as a fan just to see that. But I think, so I have this as a top 3 album, but he delivered.
Jeremy Mathematics.
But I think musically it might be his best. Like, in terms of the other things like rapping and concept, and, you know, like, I have More About Nothing as 1.
Yeah.
Ambition is 2. Also has to do with the time period of my life that I was in when I listened to those. But then Everything Is a Lot is so good musically. Like, I think City on Fire is amazing, which I liked much. Like, I like these songs even in the context of the album a lot better. Like, Where to Start, I like in the context of the album.
Yeah, Blanco,
Belly,
everything works better in the
so
context of
good.
the album.
Corner Bottles is my favorite. I really like the melody on that. And then he's got like hit sounding songs. Like, I would love to see the Leon Thomas single go. I would love to see the song with Shabuzi go to radio or whatever that means these days to be a hit. But I'm super happy for him that. Not because it's tough when you put that much effort into a body of work and you're hyping it up for a long time and you're taking years to work on something. Like, it's a lot of pressure. And I understand for someone who's so self-aware and aware of the perception of him, if this came out and didn't receive the accolades or didn't be received by the public in the way that he'd hoped, like, that's a crushing feeling for an artist who's as sensitive to his art as well. So I'm happy for him.
And though you said his best musically, is a good point. He brought this up in interviews. Had like that No ID told him, like, yo, you're like the biggest artist that never had that signature producer, right? Even Jay's going from like the Just Blaze era to front. Like, think about it. Like, even you look at the track list of this new album, they're all different producers. Like, so I think Wale doesn't get credit for like the executive producer side of him. Like, his like not just the ear for beats, but just the ability to like take beats from different producers or work with different producers and still build a cohesive sound. That's his sound. Like, that's not easy to do. Like, he doesn't have a partner in crime. He doesn't have a production standby guy. Like, he's made great music with everybody from Jake 1 to everybody, but there's not the signature producer. So what he does with the musicality is high level without that.
That's true. Yeah, that deserves a lot of credit because most guys have at least 1 or 2 go-to.
Kendrick has Soundwave, Drake had 40.
That makes sense.
Co-produces himself. Like, No ID, to his credit, brought that up. I didn't think about him in that context. So it's almost like he's an anomaly in that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Also.
Yeah, I have my updated. These are my favorite. I'm not even going by best anymore, like, because I think that's subjective.
Personal favorite
albums of the year so far. I have Dave at 1. Surpassed.
Dave is number 1.
Surpassed Clips.
Yo!
I've barely listened to anything else. Like,
Dave is number. Yo, what are we doing, man?
No, I'm serious. I have not listened to anything else besides this Wale album.
You said Dave had no slap. You said no slap on the Dave album.
He has 2 songs with great hooks that I think could. The Thames song could be a hit. Not a slap, but I think it could be a hit.
Dave's album is the top. I love Dave. Top album of the whole.
For me, personally, that's why I'm not giving it the award. My personal favorite album of the year. Clips 2, Chance 3, Wale 4, and then Jid 5 for right now.
Jid out of there. Ugh.
He's at 5 for now.
Dave.
But Dave, I'm telling you.
How you feel, Head? Dave, baby.
I have no comment.
No, that's the one. I swear, like, I wake up, I listen to Dave.
All right, so let me ask you a question. When you listening to this album, over and over and over again, right? Are you catching everything?
I'm catching new things every time.
So maybe you run rap. That's the beauty of it. It's discovery.
Yeah.
No, it's the language barrier.
He's drawn to the language barrier.
No, it's the language barrier, and the language barrier for him is the discovery. Like, if he listens to you know, Wale or Jid or Dot or whoever, you hear everything he's saying the first time. I don't think you could fully understand everything Dave is saying.
No, not true. It's not the language barrier. It's the way he raps and all the like he has a lot of Bible references in there. He's got a lot of references to his life that I wasn't aware of that you hear and you're like, oh, this is a different situation than I thought about. But Kendrick does the same thing. Wale does the same thing. Like there's people who are really layered. Like a Lupe, it might take me, I might never understand. Like I've listened to Murals 17 times. I don't think I'll ever get that. It's like Inception. I might never fully get the movie. I just know it's genius. But like a Kendrick and a Wale and who else is in that? Where it's like they still have so many layers to discover that when you listen back to when they rap, you hear a metaphor or you catch a double entendre or you catch some imagery you didn't catch. I just feel the same way about Dave and this album. I think Clips has that too, but to me it was a little more like on the nose. A lot of the
best rap album for you this year.
This year, 2025 album.
You know what? Salute to you. I appreciate you.
And it's not like this is like, there's people who are definitely seeing this and gonna flame, like they're gonna flame me saying it's a allegiance to the crown.
He wants that Dave interview. I'm telling you, I see this guy.
You think it's solid play?
Sound check in UK. Sound check UK.
I know you don't make lists, but do you have a favorite besides Clips album?
This year?
Yeah.
Fiscal year or Grammy year?
Not Grammy year, just fiscal year.
Fiscal flow. 2025.
Probably Miles Minnick or Zoe Sama.
West Coast.
Shocking. Miles is up. Miles project is up there for me though. I did really like that.
That
project.
shit hard, bro.
Yeah. But
speaking of interviews, can I just get one more thing off? So how you have a Wale interview? I'm a little jealous. How are you gonna prepare for this interview, and what points do you think you're really trying to hit with this Wale? How will you approach this live interview situation? You and the lovely and talented Gina Views.
Well, my strategy is always to get out the way. Like, so to be honest with you, I have a hidden agenda when it comes to the way I conduct my show. And my show is literally, I'm the setup guy and I let Gina shoot. So
your point guard.
I'm Derek Fisher. That's it.
She the shooting guard.
But sometimes Derek Fisher hits with 0.2 seconds left on the clock.
Exactly.
Big time.
Exactly. So I'll wait my turn, and if we need a big shot, I'll hit one. But for the most part, I'm just dishing the rock. So when it comes to the specific conversation, Wale is one of Gina's favorite rappers ever.
Absolutely.
Like in her top 3 of all time.
Yep.
So I need to get out the way of that.
Yeah.
And I think that there's something magical about the energy. Like if we ever have... if we were to have Chris Patrick on the show...
Or Dave.
I'm gonna get the fuck out the way and let Jeremy Heck do what he do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But on the flip side, if we were to have Blink 182 on the show, I need y'all to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? That's just where I'm coming
Travis
from.
gonna get this work.
Yeah. I have questions that I've wanted to ask since I was 16 years old. You know what I mean? But anyway.
So do you guys do like me and B-Dot do like prepare separately? You don't.
Yes.
You don't know what Gina's coming with.
I have no idea what she's coming in with.
Got you.
And I think it makes for a better organic conversation. But also within the last year and a half, me and Gina's gotten so good where we're able to pivot in real time. So if I go somewhere that she was supposed to go later, she'll then go to that place at that moment and then circle back to where she wanted to go. So we're really good at that when it comes to the tandem attack of the interviews and whatnot. Yeah. Actually, to be honest with you, this one is special to me because it's a live audience and they're Wale fans.
Yeah.
And so I kind of trying to figure out ways to incorporate the audience because when are they ever going to get to ask Wale a question?
In that intimate of a setting.
In that kind of setting. So I'm trying to figure out a creative way to allow the attendees who are actual fans of Wale.
Would you allow them to ask questions?
Yeah.
Have them tweet at him. He'll be looking.
Yeah, I know. He'll probably see it on Twitter before he hear him in real time. But I'm
May I
trying to
make
figure
one
out ways to
suggestion?
incorporate that into the thing. Maybe like put questions in a pool and then put up one on screen, or I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out. But I want to incorporate the audience as much as I can at the live shows moving forward.
When we did the crown stuff, one cool suggestion is when they ask their question, because a lot of times they have a good question that hits a point that you didn't touch on, like as a hardcore fan, but they may not have phrased it fully the right way, but it opens the conversation. To me, the key, what I used to try to do is like once he kind of answers their question to be polite, is have the right follow-up question to kind of like
frame it properly,
and like then like not the pace of like ask the question, fan question, and the answer. It's like you're extending the conversation, you know.
Oh, look who's
Speaking
here.
of interviews
the legends is here.
The legends is
talking
here.
to legends,
Come
we
on
got
up.
De La Soul in the
bro.
building.
Come on up. Pull up.
One of the most legendary rap groups of all time.
How are you, man?
Amazing talents. De La Soul in the building.
What's up, Elliott? What's up, man? How you doing, man?
See you again, bro.
What's up?
Yeah.
Of course, bro. How you feeling?
Yeah.
Good to meet you, bro.
How you doing? What's your name?
Jeremy.
Jeremy, pleasure, man. What's up, man? How you?
Yeah, man.
All right, so
Y'all ain't tired of talking to niggas yet? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's all part of the job, yeah.
brother. There's people don't get to
roll
talk
out
to
the kids,
nobody. There's groups out here who want to talk and no one want to listen. So
Hello. They talking to their phone and nobody's
Yeah.
watching.
that's so
right.
true. I mean, the coolest thing is just to see how you
Yeah,
guys
that's cool.
continue to
How you
not
doing,
only, I feel like you guys probably get people coming up to you and saying that you influence them, that you would be surprised. You're like, wait, you were listening, you were paying attention, that we influenced your art. Has that happened recently to you guys?
It happens a lot, but it's humbling. Not necessarily surprising, but yeah, man. It's like a lot of time. I mean, at one point when I was really living in Georgia, and to have a little Yachty or those dudes come up to me and be like, "Yo, man, what's going on?" Or it could be like just an artist, when you just like an actor, and they just come up and I saw recently the gentleman who's in The Bear, like he just started mentioning a bunch of hip hop artists he loved, and De La was one of them. So
Jeremy Allen White.
yeah, man, I thought that was really dope, man. Like, wow, people like they take in music, and you know they do, but when you didn't see them, it's
Yeah.
oh, that's dope.
I was teasing the fellas before you got here about I played a small role in helping you guys with bringing the records to streaming, the albums to streaming.
Yeah,
the
you did,
catalog.
man.
You
Yeah.
absolutely did.
No,
No
but I wonder now that you finally have accomplished that, like, do you feel like completion there, that the records are out there? Like, have you felt that kind of love back more, that the exposure's there, that you're now finally out there with the classic catalog is now at everybody's
Of course.
I mean,
fingertips?
it definitely feels good
Yeah, man.
to be out there, especially when you've been a part of this fabric since, 88?
Yeah.
So you definitely look to play on the platforms that your peers are on, you know?
Yeah.
And when you're not there, it's a void, you know? It's a
No, because
major-
that was such a battle. Like the plight, they're one of hip hop's greatest groups, and like they weren't, because of these issues, their music was not available. And now, if you're not on the DSPs, you're almost not really competing.
you don't exist.
Nah.
If you're not on the DSP, you don't exist.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Speaking of that, I know we want to talk about the new project because we definitely got to get to that. But I don't want to say getting your freedom papers because that sounds crazy. But being able to be liberated, and like a lot of artists don't get that, especially legendary groups. Like they're still like getting your masters and stuff like that. I'm referencing, but when it comes to Elliott's point of going into a new realm as far as the streaming, that your catalog hasn't always been available, what was your thoughts as far as like, because some people were reluctant to go to streaming, and then some people was like, I wish I could go back to going to physicals when it comes to making the revenue and stuff like that. Was that different than pre-streaming for you now, knowing after streaming, even having full ownership of your catalog and stuff like that?
Well, when you're talking about the administrative side of things, it's just important to be on the right side of the deal, you know?
Fact.
Yeah.
For the most part, for those who experience a little bit more, I guess, revenue in hard copies than DSPs, it's understandable when you used to that, but stepping into the new world, it's just as important. It's just the the splits need to be a little bit more better.
Hello,
That's all.
yeah, I
feel that.
Yeah.
That's just really what it is.
Absolutely.
Of course, it's not right. We know it's not right, but
Yeah.
we do know the importance of being there. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the only way we're gonna make it right is to be there and continue to fight what's going on,
Change from within.
and
Yeah.
to do our best to get it right.
Facts.
No different than we had to get it right for what was going on in the past with hard copy, because a lot of us, like us, was work for hire. So
Yeah.
we wasn't really on the right end of the deal, even to get the benefits of the hard copy, you know.
You from there
So-
when we had to fight for retail space.
Right.
Right.
And pay
Put
for
the
it.
rap section in the back.
And,
you know?
and pay for it at that, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah.
So, so it's just administratively changing some things that aren't really cool. That's all.
We have the new project, Cabin in the Sky.
Perfect title.
Yeah, perfect title. And I kind of wanted to go there first and ask you guys, because obviously it was an amazing tribute to Dave, and just, the way you guys wove in the narrative and all the people and the narrator from the beginning. But did you guys have an idea or conception of what that cabin in the sky is, or what the afterlife is? And was that a thought process of like, is his spirit still here? Like, how did you guys visualize that or feel that energy throughout this process?
It was definitely something I think individually we felt. We can all have our understanding or overstanding of what we feel is out there, and we know how we felt about our brother Dave. We miss him in the physical, but I feel him always around us. And that's what we had did almost 2 years ago. Once the catalog came out, we felt like he was steering it, and all the opportunities that were coming was based off of that. And so when it came down time to make this album, and then we have this album but we're working on it, and the title finally presents itself in a way of like just trying to find a movie to watch, and I come across this legendary movie that, quite honestly, I had never heard of. And the title just was like, this is Dave.
Yeah. That's perfect.
That's crazy.
This is it. Like, that's the title. I had one title written down, but I was like, nah.
What was that one?
After the finish line, what's next? And it was cool. And I had
not bad.
Yeah.
I had
Not as
a
good.
thought for it, what it could be about. And I like, but Cabin in the Sky, it just rolled off your tongue. It just really made mention to Dave. And like, I was like, yeah, this is it. Like this, and from there, everything just started falling into place. Everything with that album. So
What's the process for approaching an album without your brothers? Is it different? Is it
it's very different.
You feel amputated.
Yeah.
really?
It's like losing a limb, for sure.
Mm.
Even when we on stage, the adjustments we now have to make, because that arm ain't there.
Yeah.
So you using your other arm a little more than you average, and trying to find that strength
Yeah.
to do such, and that's an innate spiritual godly ability, that you kind of reach in for, and it's been challenging, I'll say the least.
Yeah.
One thing I could say at the root of it all, we still got the love to do this, and then still having the blessing from the family, our day ones, to say that we have to continue this,
Yeah.
So there's a want to do it, there's a responsibility in doing it, and there's still a love, you know what I mean? So
Indeed.
Yeah, can you speak to that moment? Because you say, Paul, if y'all stopped, then Dave stops.
Yeah.
That was a key line. And that's based off a real situation, right?
Very much so. His sister at the memorial we had at Dave's home, her and a few others pulled us to the side, and she literally said that. She was like, I don't know what y'all been feeling. I know this is all new right now that we're dealing with, and I don't know if you and Mace have talked to each other, but she was like, us and the family have spoken, and quite honestly, if y'all stop, Dave stopped. And she put her hand on us, and she was like, "No pressure," and everyone started laughing.
And he kept it moving.
So
I was like, I gotta write some rhymes.
No pressure is crazy.
Dave's cousin, Colleen Jet, her name was Jet. We used to call her
Shiny
Jet.
Jet.
She used to dance for us in the early day. She was like, y'all have to keep going. You have to keep going.
Yeah.
So,
What was the next step after that?
continuing to make music.
Yeah, we had already had our talk.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
Yeah.
how did this shit from the vision of probably working on an album with Dave till like how
Well,
much did it change?
The album wasn't in play yet. After he passed, it was just the fact that we had all these plans on what to do when the catalog came out. Because the catalog was just only several weeks from finally being released.
Oh yes,
So we knew what we wanted to do with that. We knew we wanted to turn the party that we had with Amazon into a celebration for Dave, as well as the celebration of the catalog going up. So since then, that's the mode we've been in. We've been in to keep De La going, to honor Dave, to honor the brand we've been blessed to build, which is De La Soul, because people want to still hear us and people want to still be involved with us, you know, whether it's at a show. So when Mass Appeal came to us at the top of the year to ask if we want to be involved in this, we was like, why not? It's time.
And initially with Mass Appeal, we were supposed to do a record with Pete and Preem anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Contractually, the
with
premium
them
soul on the
production
rocks.
wise. Yeah, I think I remember that. Okay.
Yeah, that was already on the table. Had like about 4 or 5 so in the can with Pete. A bunch of beats with Preem that have my voice on it. Dave is always very picky, so he hadn't really put himself onto anything at that time. And then right around the same time, that's when we go full on into a war with Tommy Boy. So all that got put on hold. Peter was even helping to try to even like help between Peter Ben the Bender. There you go. Bender. From Mass Appeal was trying to be helpful in helping us with, you know, being in the middle of us and Tom and hopefully things could work out. So yeah, we had put that project to the side. And then once we worked it out with a Reservoir, once again, we just was so engulfed in getting the catalog ready, album didn't come together. So when he came to us with this, we contractually owed Mass Appeal an album. Wow. So we was like, yo, let's be a part of the Legends thing, you know what I'm saying? But it just got to a point where we had great songs with Dave voice on it from other producers, whether it was Super Dave West or Jake One. Yeah. And so we was like, you know what, let's turn, instead of now trying to go back to this premium soul on the rocks idea, let's just open it up to this be a De La album that can have Pete, Preem, me produce, Mace produce, whoever. Yeah. And that's what it became. Yeah.
One of the big themes is, you know, speaking good health or speaking healthy, but also just the physical side of just being healthy as men. What was so important about making sure that was like a core message of this project?
I mean, even when Dave was still here, man, we was concerned about his health, our health, and we all as men start thinking of different ways to meet that criteria of being healthy, of cutting certain things out, avoiding my road managers over there who always want to give me shots, all those type of things, you know. And
it's a good road manager.
Yeah, he's over there. You know. But I mean, like, yeah, man, just doing your best to eat better, to implement more vegetables. Eat not only
as you get older, the body don't operate the same.
Organic foods, getting in the gym
may look a certain way externally,
you know,
internally it's something else.
It's cutting out bad habits, man. You know, just eating late, being on the road, and having a great show, and it's 1 a.m. Now they come in with like tons of pizza to eat. Like what? And then all you're gonna do is like drink, do the pizza, and then go to bed. Like stuff like that to stop. Yeah. And so mentally lyrically, I should say, with the rhymes, that's what that song's about. Like, you can do the fried chicken rhymes, but sometimes you need like broiled chicken rhymes, like more
saute.
You know what I'm saying?
Broiled chicken rhymes,
grilled. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I thought the thing is like, you know, doing the records like as posthumous is tricky at times, right? I think what you guys, I think I saw in one of the interviews, you said so everything we hear from Dave, he rapped to those actual beats, right? Yes. Nothing was mashed together, right? No, why was that important to approach it that way?
Because it was the true energy of him. That's what every album really is. No matter if it's De La, Wu-Tang, Migos, whoever. The intention you're putting in or the lack of it, whatever, that's what you get. And we wanted it to be authentically what that is. The intention Dave put into his lyrics when he heard that Super Dave West beat, Good Health, that's what it is. Yeah. And I tried and I pondered with, so if it is the Premium Soul and the Rocks record, maybe I give this Good Health record to Premier, and Premier tried to come up with a Premier beat to the same energy. And Premier was like, nah, Merce, nah. Super Dave West killed this, and what Dave did to it is what it is. Like, I'm not gonna touch that. I'm not gonna tamper with that. And he helped me see as well, like, yeah, man, I gotta open this album up to just have Dave rhymes where he rhymed be what it is. Yeah. And like even down to tracks he produced, you know, the first record, You Don't Stop, Dave actually made that record.
Oh, he produced it? Wow.
He produced that record.
Yeah, that's hard.
The last record on the album, Don't Push Me.
Yeah.
He produced it.
So it starts and ends with him.
Yeah, it ends with his energy, his intent, his touches.
Can I ask you about that process? Because Nipsey was a good like homie of mine, right? And the family's been very intentional to protect his legacy from that lens. Like, you will never get no random Nipsey verse. You know what I mean? Yeah. Moving forward, is that the case from the De La side of things? Like, I'm sure there were features. Well, not that many because he was picky as hell. But I'm sure there were other people who probably have a Dave verse in the tuck. Or like, how are you guys treating that component of it?
It's the same thing, man. It's like there's things that Dave rhymed on. There's things that he produced himself that he's on. And that's the only way I would want to use it. I don't want to take one of his verses and put it on a Knots beat or a beat by Super. Nah, he had to have been on it because that's where he was.
Makes you feel strongly that way too? Because obviously with you guys here, you could have probably made some magic with the vocals. And...
I feel the same way. Yeah. If it conceptually meets another idea later, then we'll use it. But if it don't work, it ain't. It's got to stay sacred.
Yeah. Is there songs that maybe you or even both of y'all produce that still, that you, I guess, were still under construction, for lack of a better way to say it? Okay, so
there's things that exist that wasn't completed, you know, and like I said, there's things that Dave has done on his own, but we were just in the middle of dealing with, you know, okay, it's in his computer, it was facial recognition, we got to get this death certificate to give the Apple so Apple can break in the computer. Apple's willing to do it if we ship the computer off. Dave's daughter's like, nah, I'm not going to give his computer over to you and now have you looking through his computer. Yeah. I'll stand there with you. Yo, I respect that. And I respect it. You know, that's what it is. It's like his legacy, what he did is protected, and it's not going to just be rambled through like a sock drawer. So, I mean, that's how we creatively want to treat what he does.
What about on this album? How was that handled? The same way?
The same way. The same exact
It wasn't like so the everything that we hear on this album was collectively like done.
It was done. Yeah. I mean, if he's on it, that's what he was already on.
And that song was already slated to come out on some sort of.
No, it wasn't even slated. Like we have a song on the album, Cruel Summers Bring Firelight. Yep. So I made the first half, in which I had Yukimi from Little Dragon sing on, but that second half, I made that first half to go with that second half that Dave produced. So Dave flipped that Royals thing crazily.
That was one of my
favorites.
And he
rhymed, and he had that chorus, but he had never really put a rhyme to it. So I was like, yo, let me take that, put that together, and then I'll rhyme over it. Same with the You Don't Stop. That was just a beat that during the pandemic he made, and it fades up.
Yeah, it was it was an interlude.
Yeah, and it just faded down, and he just kept going, and you don't stop over it. And we was like, yo, that's dope. But it was just an interlude. And so that's why I was like, yo, let me start with that, extend it, and I rhyme through his You Don't Stops. Yeah. That's what I did, yeah.
So is that, sorry, I'm a fan moment. As far as when, we got the advanced link, so I don't have the credits to know who produced what yet. But the song is, I think you scratching on it, and it slows down at the end and blends directly into the next record, right? So I'm listening to that, I'm like, as a DJ, I'm a DJ. So I appreciate that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So
they see on those.
I'm a DJ. You know what I mean? But
no time for the DJ.
One who produced that record, and then I guess when you approach that kind of that's detail to me. Like 1500 or Nothing does that out here a lot, where they play the songs into the next record and stuff like that. I want to know the intentionality behind that, and then who produced that record.
I produced it, and I made it specifically for I wanted a song that faded into the package beat by Pete Rock.
Yeah, gotcha.
The that beat was already what it was. It was amazing. And just in my way of thinking, like in album mode, yo, it would be dope if I had a song that is faster and slows down to go in the package. And that's why I made Will Be.
When I was listening to it, I read it back to, a couple of times. So when I went back to that record, I was listening to it. I'm like, okay, because it come on, it's jamming. And then it starts a song. I'm like, oh, please don't do the fucking beat switch thing.
Yo, old head, you said it's jamming.
Hey, man.
I've been on my own life.
I appreciate
You know what I'm saying? I thought it was going.
That's DJ talk.
I thought y'all was gonna do the beat switch thing, and I'm like, nah, I don't do that. That's not De La
He didn't
shit.
say it was lit.
Nah,
He
it
said
was
it's
jamming.
It was jamming. You know what I'm saying? Me and G
doubt.
Malone talk about it. Shit's
No
be-
doubt.
sometimes shit be jamming.
What made you decide to put the package out as the jamming first single?
Man.
They popping shit on there too. What's the TikTok? This ain't the kitty app.
That was
This
dope.
TikTok and he ain't even here no more.
Yeah, that was dope.
No, it was really dope.
How you diss TikTok beyond the
He
know
in the
what I'm saying?
beyond.
Yeah.
This TikTok on the string.
We definitely wanted the first record to be a record that had Dave's presence on it.
Yeah,
So
strong
we were
presence.
just looking at what we had, and I was like, the package is the one. Like, everyone who hears that just kind of like just goes crazy.
Yeah,
over it.
the David Goliath segue?
Yeah, oh man. Like,
That was powerful.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
I mean, I was like, yo, that's definitely the way to start it off. But yeah, I mean, Will Be, you know, I and just knowing, putting that together and then even hearing it, then I immediately was like, yo, May should rhyme on this with me. So then, yeah, like we just went back and forth, and yeah, but the intent was to just slow it down to go into the package.
You said when you said with the Premier P-Rock thing, how did you first land on that? Like, because I guess you guys hadn't really worked with them before. Like, Paz as an MC, how dope was it for you just yourself, selfishly, to be rhyming over Premier and P-Rock beats?
Well, it's crazy because the idea came about right at the end of finishing up the Anonymous Nobody. We had already finished it. We were going into figuring out, you know, all the things with the Kickstarter thing. And just, I don't know, for whatever reason, it was almost like a joke, something that was said. And then I brought it up and I was like, yo, I said to Dave, that would be a dope idea. I literally, in front of Dave, text Pete and Preem at the same time. I was like, yo, why don't we do a De La joint? And you, Preem, and we call it Premium Soul in the Rocks. And they hit back like, I'm with it.
Separate or group chat?
Group chat.
For context.
I'm with it. And then, no, you know, I'm so
That's
sorry.
a crazy group chat to be
It
in.
wasn't even a group chat.
Oh,
It
okay. I was about to
separate.
say, hey,
It
that's
was
crazy
separate.
group
but they'll
But I
hit
hit
back
them
right.
all
Both
at
hit
the
back
same
right away.
They hit back right away, like, yo, I'm with it. PR immediately start talking crap, like, yo, like, I don't want Preem to hear what I'm doing. I don't want him to get inspired on what I'm
Pete's
doing. Like,
competitive,
I was
yeah.
like, no, we're gonna bug out, we're gonna have fun. But yeah, I mean, they immediately jumped to it. Yeah.
The craziest part of the album was hearing a Jonas Brothers reference. I was not expecting an SOS Jonas Brothers reference. I just had to bring that up. I was like listening. I was like, who would have thought?
What Jonas Brothers reference?
Let me make sure I heard it right. The bar was something about like this, like a SOS. I'm with my brothers, and then it was like Jonas.
Oh,
Wow, look at this guy. This guy listens to rap.
Dave did say that. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know
And
what
So you see what Dave was
SOS
doing?
Like Jonas.
SOS is a Jonas Brothers song
So
from back
I
in
don't
the
know
day
if you're aware,
too.
but you're part of a group called De La Soul.
No, yeah.
There's an album called Cabin in the Sky.
No, but it's crazy.
It's really good album. Really good album.
Let me tell you about it.
To be real honest, to be really honest, because
It's like
me,
Dave did that. I don't know.
no, we've done that where Dave would hit me like, you know, a year later, like, yo, Merce, what did you mean? There's things that Dave says that
Yeah.
it's just so dope. I don't pay really attention to the meaning of it, but yeah, that's in
I was
Patty
gonna say,
Cake.
did you always
Yeah.
write separately or did you write together?
Always.
Separately.
It's
Oh, really?
rare when we write together.
Yeah.
A lot of times I would write. The only way me and Dave was together writing is just the fact that he knows that I like to write outside of studio.
Yeah.
Like I never like writing in the studio. So when I would come in to say my rhyme, Dave likes to write under pressure. So when he would hear me in the booth, then he starts writing.
So you would go first most times.
Most times. Even if
Gotcha.
I've already mapped it out where like, yo, you gonna rhyme first, but I'm just in the booth saying my rhyme first and he hears me and he puts his hand in his ear.
Your pops always did a reference.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah,
And
Mason, I
then
was gonna ask you, what was your view of Possum?
he always did a reference.
Davis as MCs.
and he would come back and perfect the rhyme. You know, Dave had the ability to write on the spot.
Yeah.
It's the reason why we didn't perform a lot of songs because he couldn't remember his rhymes.
It was in the moment.
It was in the moment. He write them
Damn.
like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And it'd be written, laid like if he knew it forever.
Yeah.
He's like one of the few MCs that had the ability to read right off the paper, like if
Yeah.
he knew the rhyme forever,
Yeah.
you know?
I
It
think
didn't sound like he was reading.
Nah,
It
it
was
didn't.
so much personality in what he had just wrote.
And would nail it in like
Yeah.
2 takes, 3
That
takes
was hard
maybe.
for me to do because it's not a secret because I've said this so many times. I don't like the sound of my voice. So my voice gets in the way of me listening to how I almost get stuck on like my voice got to sound right for me to nail the vocal because I never really liked the way my voice sound. Like the way I talk is the way I rhyme. Like I don't have like a rhyme voice.
A rap voice, yeah.
You know,
So,
I don't. Yeah.
So what the heck? So okay.
You see, you got to do your head started. I know I ain't worried now.
I'm a little, you know, sometimes I spaz out, but I was like, okay, before you, obviously, I don't want to go crazy down the wormhole of this.
The voice that changed hip hop doesn't like his voice.
Insane,
Yeah.
bro. It's like,
When did you get
did
over
get
that?
comfortable
Go
with
plug
it? Like,
tune in where a guy came with a whole new style of rap.
when did you accept that this is your voice? Then I guess
I've accepted it, but like I said, it's sometimes like I'm not. You know how like the stereotypical.
rapper voice.
Well, the rapper who will be on the track talking about, yo, turn my vocals up. Turn
Turn my vocals down a little.
I'm
Yeah, turn
always
them
Your
down.
vocals are up, man.
I'm always like, turn my vocals down.
Wow.
I don't want to hear my voice.
Yeah, you gotta hear the beat.
I want to
more.
hear the beat.
Did you ever attempt to have a rap voice and it just didn't land? And
No,
you came back
it
to
depends. Like if something moves me a lot without me realizing it, it'll happen. And Run It Back was like that. Run It Back
Oh,
was
yeah, I want
like,
to talk about Run It Back.
man, it's the thing that we hang. Like I said it like that because I just felt it like that.
'Cause
but-
speaking of running back, so you used to go back in the day, you say, ain't hip to be labeled a hippie, all these things. The people that know, De La Soul, they wasn't the ones to play with, man. So, you know, things could happen in clubs if you think that they soft and, you know.
I've heard
You know,
Statute of
there's
limitation
lore.
mates,
Hey,
you know what I
man,
mean?
I met some hippies that will beat your ass, though. You know what I'm saying?
Don't play with
sleep.
them.
There's some De La
Don't sleep.
lore.
There's some hippies
So,
out there.
so you know about the De La
that'll
Lore?
come,
There's
that will
lore.
come flat-footed.
So you got to get your footing right.
with some toe thongs on and beat the hell out of you with some speedos. You know what I'm saying? And you'd be like, "Whoa, okay, who's the sucker now?" You know what I mean?
So I have a couple of questions regarding this, right?
Because running back takes me there, but we'll get there. Go ahead.
Okay,
I'm
sorry. Elliott was in big Queens, right? Eating Queens, right? But
I told him,
So,
rough enough to
Funny,
funny.
that is funny.
you know there.
I do hear about it.
Oh shit! Whoa! You know what I'm saying?
I told him respect
Not
rough
the
enough
3
to break
train.
New York from Long Island. When Rakim said that,
But I
brothers, man.
so I don't want to say it the wrong way, but or disrespectfully, but was there like an overcompensation being Long Island like energy? Because from what I hear, people are like they never give Long Island any credit outside of the music. They treat Long Island as just like it's an afterthought.
Yeah, like it's a suburban place that rich kids are from.
Correct.
And we don't have no problems out there.
Or culture.
Yeah.
Like there's no culture. And I'm like, but I know like Elliott named like 6 rappers and I never thought about it like that. Long Island did get a name for itself, but it was from a musical lens. It wasn't like, but it still was an afterthought when it came to being mentioned amongst the boroughs or even being culturally relevant.
Even
I was
the
gonna say,
iced
y'all
tea,
came-
Long Island
yeah.
iced tea is sweet.
Yeah.
y'all came right
Get the
after
fuck-
Pete.
I'm just saying.
Y'all came so much
You're
right
stupid
after
for that.
Public Enemy. I was saying, Paz, like you guys came after Public Enemy. You was at the forefront of breaking those doors down.
Yeah. I mean, look, people have to understand the majority, I would say, of kids that I grew up around when I moved to Long Island, they were just like me. They came from the inner city. I was from the Bronx. Mace came from Brooklyn. Dave came from Brooklyn. So we were kids who came from the boroughs because our parents wanted us to get the hell up out of the boroughs.
It was a good thing.
We had parents that were like, especially me, I had parents that were, you know, from the country and they moved to the city and they didn't like the inner city. They wanted us to move to a place of suburbia that kind of remind them of like, yeah, when I was in the country, I had a house, we had land. So that's what they was doing. You know, Dave's parents from Haiti, like they just didn't want to sit in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you had those type of kids. And then you had the kids that grew up in in Long Island, that was making sure that by the time we got in junior high, they was letting any city kids know, like, yo, don't you come here with that
Come
bullshit.
here
with the
soft
bullshit.
like that.
Don't come in.
Don't think it's sweet out here.
Yeah.
You
So-
know, we got Section 8 out here too.
But running back gives me that energy like you in the club and it's like, you know, Nas and you got jungle on there, like you in the club, and something
Yo.
might pop off. We've been in those clubs many times. Running
that
back
is-
gives you that feeling.
That's how truly we are fans of what we do. Because even when I told Nas, like, yo, I need jungle on this record. And, it, you know, he kind of looked at
Nas'
me
brother.
like,
Yeah.
all right.
Jungle.
But he was almost like waiting for me to like not say it again. I was like,
No, I need jungle
Nah.
on this record.
jungle got to be on this record. And he was just kind of like laughing, like, yo, it's like a
said, "Let my
big
brother
deal.
do
Like,
it."
you don't just need me, you need jungle. Like, I need the whole package. I need Bravehearts. I started telling him, like, I told him, like, I almost wanted, like, yeah, like, I said, I could say the Bravehearts, I could have my people say it, but like, I almost want you to get the niggas you had. Like, he saw how
Whoever
committed
was
I
on
was.
Made You Look, we need
Like, we need them.
on
That's
this one.
funny.
We need them.
Like, that energy was
The
needed.
same niggas.
The same niggas. Like, yo, like,
I don't know if them niggas, you know,
all of them was
get all the
jungle,
niggas in the
if all of
room.
them was jungle, we need jungle.
So it was important, like, not only the energy that me and him created with that, like, that's how committed I was to that. Like, yo, because, like, I'm a fan of Jungle. I know Jungle was out here in these streets not playing.
Yeah.
Like, I want Jungle on the record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, and he had so much fun coming through and doing what he did. So it was
And
dope.
Nas delivered a crazy. Nas has
What?
been on a run.
did two
like,
verses.
yeah.
He did
Both
two
are
verses
crazy.
to it. Because when I gave it to him, like, originally Nas was on a quick 16 for Mama.
Oh, wow.
From the jump, I wanted Mike on it.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you about
But the way, you know, the project was being, you know, put together in terms of Nas' presence is that Nas was going to get on everyone's album.
Yeah.
So we needed a joint for him, but when Knots, who produced that record, presented it, I was like, I'm going to make this about my mother. And I was just trying to think about who else could be on this, you know, who may have lost their moms. And Mike came to my mind immediately, and I was like, and he just got that.
Yeah.
It was such a perfect verse.
Yeah. But then Sean C., who was, you know, helping A&R in the projects of all the Master Pill projects, he was just like, yo, remember though, Nas need a record. He said, yo, you maybe should give him this. I was like, word? He was like, yeah, like Nas, he be liking some smooth shit. I was like, all right, see what he says. And then next thing I know, Nas really liked the record. And then so I told him, like, yo, you gotta just make sure you say where your mother's from, da-da-da-da-da. And so when he did the rhyme, he didn't let me hear it. And he said, yo, I did the rhyme, Pops. And I said, but did you do how I started mine? He said, you know what, I didn't. So he had to fix it. So then days became weeks. He didn't fix it. I was like, yo, I don't think Nas want to rhyme on this. And he was like, no, he loved what he did. This is Sean C. But I think after all the shit that with Jim Jones and the Raekwon thing and how the verse leaked that he originally did.
Oh, yeah.
He was like, I think Nas want to be on some rhyme shit.
So the competitive spirit.
Yeah,
got
next
there.
thing you know,
Stop playing with me.
the Run It Back record.
That's what that felt
Run It
like.
Back.
So
Yeah.
when I gave him the Run It
That
Back
makes sense.
record,
Yeah.
forget it.
He had to pull the hoodie out.
Hey, you know what though?
And gave him the record that day by 1 a.m. He calls, like, Sean said, like, yo, Nas is trying to get in touch with you. I was like, all right. And he's like, yo, dog, I wrote 2 verses. I was like, all right. He's like, I'm going to send you the first one. When he sent the first one, that's the one that made it. And I was like, yo, this is fucking crazy. He said, all right. He said, I'm going to send you the second one. Second one just as dope, but it was a little more political, like he wasn't going at someone's head. And I was like, nah, B, it's the first one. He's like, yeah, all right,
Ain't
cool,
that what
cool.
you asked for?
Yeah, well, I mean, shit.
You
So-
wanted that energy.
Exactly.
He said Napster deprived him of
What?
diamond plaques.
Word?
Napster deprived him of diamond plaques.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow.
Isn't that, as an artist, that when you go to somebody, especially like that for a feature or for an appearance, anything, isn't it kind of better when they pissed?
You see
you
what
always get the best
hey,
product.
I have a song for you.
When a nigga mad, you like, yeah, what? Like,
Man,
it's like
she's
they caught
starving him.
They caught the homie on TMZ crashing out. Hey, let me get that verse tonight. You know what I'm saying?
Indeed.
When to make the call.
Oh, that was dope.
No, the Killer Mike feature was so beautiful
Fire.
too. Like I think that whole song
Yeah, that's fire.
just delivered
Mace was
emotion.
bossing him up in that song, man.
Yeah, no, that was you guys. What was it like to get in the?
Stop, Elliott.
I think everyone delivered perfect, perfect verses. But what's it like to get in the headspace to speak about that and really deliver that? Was it emotional writing those verses?
Well, like I said, the Knots produced that. The vocal, the woman's vocal, was there, and he gave us a whole bunch of other stuff that was like beats that could have been like, yo, this is some rhyme shit. But I was like, in thinking in album mode, I was like, there's nothing like that one on this record, and I love it. So yeah, I just felt like almost on a comedic level, like, okay, I'm gonna write about my mom, but then I remember calling Mace like, yo, man, I want to call it a quick 16 for mama, because like who could talk about your mother in 16 lines? But you could make an album about your mother.
That's a fact.
So I just thought it would be funny to be like, you want to talk about more, but Mace is like, nah. Just do 16.
No, it was dope. It was dope.
And he's laughing. He's like, yo, that's funny. That's why I said, no, but I'm serious.
Makes
Like,
it sound
you gotta do
tougher
it.
too. Like,
You gotta do it. So when we mapped it out, yeah, it was. And then funny enough, when Mike was gonna write to it, Mike was like, yo, like,
I have
I
100
got
more
more. I
bars.
was like, nah.
Even
It's
the outro
called
where
a
you
quick
like
16 for mama.
yeah, that
Like,
felt real. Like, yeah,
so
it's
he was like, damn, all right. And so
Yeah.
it was funny.
like
He
you
was yo, I
faded
got-
out his vocals at the end, where he clearly probably was speaking about his mom for like 5
he
minutes
was
a day.
speaking,
Yeah.
and like he felt it. He went to church real quick, and he did that on his own. So that's why when I thought, like, you know what, it's so dope. I'm gonna like talk with him as if we were together doing it. So I thought it was really dope.
I have a self-serving question for y'all. So I came up with my big homie. His name is Glasses Malone, G Malone. He's from here. Ty Dolla $ign. We came up together. I taught Glasses how to DJ, and he said it changed the way he rhymed and made music. So, Ty Dolla $ign learned how to DJ. He said it changed the way he make music as well. Can you speak to the benefit of having a DJ involved or a part of the group, or even like being like the importance of that DJ culture within hip hop?
Well,
Well,
I just want to just real
I
quickly
just
say,
wanted to say he was a DJ first.
Mm.
okay.
He was a DJ.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And transitioned into an MC.
yeah, it's
So
like, and just to tag on to what you just said, like, I loved music. You know, it's like when everyone loved the breakdance, so you breakdance and pop. You did both. So it was kind of the same thing with hip hop. You was doing both until you really realized what you were good at. My whole thing was a DJ. I love to DJ. I love music. But me and Dave was a beatbox.
Yeah.
We dibbled
Wow.
and dabbled with rhymes. And I could see like, yo, like the way he thinks is kind of crazy. And then he felt the same about what I was trying to do. But what made me kind of double down on being an MC is Dave's sister. Because Dave's sister, Cindy, was like, yo, you know, like, yeah, Dave got the rhymes, Merce. And you should focus on the DJ thing. And then I just was like, are you telling me to focus on DJ thing? Because
You
you
trying
don't
to
think I'm
box
a
me
great,
in?
you don't think I'm a good MC? And I was like, I'm gonna show you, Cindy. Why you be that?
You gotta play Cindy.
You thought it was shade.
I love
With
it.
competitive
Yeah.
spirit.
Yeah.
Don't play with me.
Yeah, and I already had an issue with my voice. I, said,
I like my voice.
Yeah, I'm gonna show you. So yeah,
And Loki didn't like your voice.
so yeah, it was really based off of that. And like what you said is so true, and that's why I taught Mace how to DJ so he could be a really good DJ.
Okay.
I told him everything he knows, right?
I would love to hear
What
your
are some
perspective.
1200s?
I would love to hear your thoughts on it. On him
regarding,
teaching you how to DJ.
oh man,
It was a struggle.
it was, you know, he's all right.
Nah. Now we
That's
were
funny,
closet. Me and Dave were like closet hip hoppers. Like no one knew we rock.
No one knew they
rhymed.
rhyme.
Wow.
Everyone knew Mace. Mace came from Brooklyn. Next thing you know, he's on flyers, like the backyard parties, like
Yeah, I was
Mixmaster
DJing
Maceo.
all around the
Yeah, no one knew
neighborhood.
me, and if like you had to know us to know that me and Dave was
Yeah.
rhyming. Like the school,
I was
they
into
didn't know.
building sound systems and all of that, and I was
Yeah.
with another DJ at the time, and we were both just rocking parties together.
Mhm.
And we played at a spot called the Dugout. It was like
Yeah.
a VFW
Yeah.
called the Dugout. And that was our claim to fame.
Right.
Party at the Dugout on Dixon Ave.
Yeah. Yeah.
Haven't been to a jam in quite a while.
Yep. You put that in the ring.
This my last thing too. Did you guys know that y'all have a Reddit thread, a Reddit community?
No.
A what?
I literally just
what is
heard this.
Reddit.
A Reddit community?
Yeah.
Nah.
I just heard
Like an
this
online
maybe
community.
a
I
few
saw
days
Reddit.
ago from my wife. She told me that. Like she looked
Oh no,
up
it's
some-
thriving. Like
Wow.
this is y'all Reddit community. So I have a couple. Oh, you have a full. Yeah, they
I'm gonna have
post
to
about
join.
all y'all shit, updates, and everything.
Wow.
Give some for the Reddit community.
I
I'm
have a couple of fan theory.
I'm gonna join my own community today.
As you
There you
should.
go. There you go.
Welcome me.
I use my journalistic aptitude to pull some fan theories. I want y'all to indulge real quick. Number one, fans believe that you guys sneakily involved yourself in social commentary the way that you would rhyme early on. Like you basically intentionally. I mean, that was a common thread at that time, though. I think 90s and stuff, like taking a stance on political issues.
Not really, but reflecting. It's
Okay.
like you just reflecting on what is affecting your life to a degree. You know, I wouldn't say any of us took a political stand, but I think politics affects all of us on
Facts.
some level,
Yeah.
where it draws you to have an opinion, you know. And if you don't, then you're just clueless to what's happening, you know. But to say that we all politically involved or some activism and all, no, not really, no. But in knowing, just being aware.
Yeah.
Because we're all men who pay taxes and we got families and we all want the best for one another's family, you know.
Yeah.
And politics affect all of that.
Well,
You know?
that's actually Pharrell's getting a lot of criticism right now for something he said, kind of to that point where he said, you know, I don't pay attention to politics anymore. I feel like it's all divisive. And the response to that from a lot of people was, you know, especially from someone from Pharrell's status who has been political in the past, it's like you can't really have the luxury to not pay attention to politics when it does affect so many people's everyday lives and communities in real life.
Another fan theory is Stakes is High and other records are viewed as predecessors to introspective rap for mental health, like Kid Cudi, Tyler the Creator, Earl, Sweatshirt. Thoughts on that?
Nah, we was just sick of shit.
What? Yeah. Indeed. Dave had to get that one off. I mean, it wasn't intentional, but I can see that.
You can see that?
I can definitely see people feeling that way. Because that age group who came up listening to that, especially when they were younger, these are the people who's willing to speak up more about their mental health. I mean, like, it's crazy how in meeting Earl Sweatshirt for the first time, and he told us, like, yo, man, your first album, the first album I heard from you was amazing. We think he's talking about 3 Feet High Rise. And I'm like, in my head, like, how? He wasn't alive. He was talking about Stakes is High.
Yeah.
So I can definitely see that. I can definitely see that.
Last one, a long-running fan perspective. Pa's technical optimism, while Dave is grounded in realism, and you would represent the light, while Dave would represent the shadow.
These kids are good.
That's interesting.
I can't front on that. I can't front on that. Dave definitely, in a very colorful way, would talk about the realism.
Yeah.
And I would definitely be trying to use my words to speak to a future that I can manifest. That's how I do. That's how I talk normally, and let alone in rhyme. So,
That's not bad?
not bad at all.
Okay. Yeah, go tap into y'all ready.
It's balanced.
It's balanced.
Yeah.
Everything in moderation.
It felt like, even on the album, I feel like there was multiple references to the sun and going towards the light and going towards the sun. Was that an intentional kind of concept?
No, not really. I definitely, with Day in the Sun being on the record, I definitely wanted to preview it. Like, I think I did it at the end of Just How It Is sometime when the father is telling the young lady, you know, you will have your day in the sun. Because I knew I was going to put the conflict in the middle with Cruel Summer Spring Fire Life to resolve it in Day in the Sun. But not necessarily, but I was aware at some point that to say these certain words, it did kind of play into Cabin in the Sky.
Yeah, to me, yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
That's
I wanted to speak about yours. I think you did it with Ego Trip, and it's almost like you made a sequel to a classic record in a sense, right? And you got Rick fully on it. Like, speak of how did that develop with Slick and Common? Rick and Common.
When I heard the record, when Pete played me, I was at his house, and Pete just turns on his machine, and you rest on here, because what he's about to play is going to be absolutely crazy. So he's playing stuff amazing, but at the same time, I can hear something that's dope. But I'm like, I think we got something like that already. That sounds like Good Health. And then when he played that, the music, I immediately I kind of like stood up. He sees me like on his couch, and then he starts humming something like, yeah, hum, hum, hum. And then that made me think of, hey, young world, hum, what he's doing. And then he heard what I was humming. He was like, yo, that's dope. And I was like, yeah, I just hear, hey, young world, get it all today, young world. And I just pulled out my phone, started writing it in my notes. And then from there, I was like, yeah, I can use this to talk to, the younger kids. But I knew immediately I wanted it to be like positive. And I'm not trying to say how Rick wasn't positive, but I think Rick gave some tough love on it.
Absolutely, yeah.
On his rhymes.
Yep.
And so I just wanted to be more like, yo, y'all, like, we were y'all. We know how it is have older cats to tell us we're bugging out. But I just wanted to be more of a compass for them. Like,
yeah,
you can do this. And so once I came up with the chorus, I was like, yo, Common would kill this. He kills it.
He did.
He kills it. So when it was a finished record, we had to just get Rick's permission for an interpolation of his work. His wife calls me and she was like, yo, I'm telling you, like, Rick loves this record.
Wow.
And I was like, oh,
you could tell.
God, man, that's so dope. He said, no, Pops, you don't understand. Like, he feels like y'all have done truly like the best version of the representation of his record. And he was like, he loves it so much. He wants to humbly ask, could he do the chorus? Yo, I was like hopping around doing the James Brown. I was like, really? I was like, yes, I would love that. Man, come on. He came in like the next day and did it. I was like, so yeah, I mean, like how you...
Yeah, you hear his energy. It's like, it's his record. Like, it's inspired by his record. He's going full out for this sort of sequel to his own record, in a sense, right? Because they did it. So Ego Trip, and the backstory with that, Ego Trip in part 1 was Ultramagnetic MCs.
Yes.
So when they did a record called Ego Trip, and they called it Ego Trip in part 2 to show respect.
Yeah, man.
And, having a selfish moment, that record changed my life because the way Dave said Ego Trip, it inspired me and Sasha Jenkins, another Haitian brother that's no longer here, to start a company called Ego Trip. Because the way Dave was saying it, Ego Trip. I was like, that's what we should call the shit. Because this is the 90s when I go to call a rap magazine like Underground this and Rap this. And we was like, nah, Ego Trip. Because it's like, that's part of the thing. It's like the confidence of putting your stuff out there. So, but yeah, I felt like that's almost a sequel to that where it's like, you're adding to the legacy. Like yours is adding to the legacy of Hey Young World.
Yo, it's crazy because the original title was Young World. That's why I called it. And at one point I was like, should I make it like, to try to show that I'm talking to the kids, do I make it Y-U-N-G? Toying with that for a minute. And I'm being honest, right before we got the approval of Rick, I changed it to Yours. I was like, I don't want to call it Young World.
Yeah.
I don't want to because I almost made it like, I don't want to make Rick feel weird.
Or Young World Part 2.
Yeah. So I just said, I'm going to call it Yours.
Yeah.
And so I was just absolutely pleasantly surprised he wanted to be a part of it. Yeah.
Well, speaking of the young world, are there any upcoming artists or some of the newer class that you guys have listened to that you're inspired by musically, or that you hear things and you're like, okay, they're carrying the torch to the next generation?
Nah. No, I'm kidding. No, I mean, yo, it's
all trash.
No, not at all. I mean, music, period, inspires me. So whether it's young, even the older gentlemen out here doing their thing, older MCs, older artists, whether it's Shaka Khan. So music inspires me, period. Let alone in hip hop, I love stuff that's out now. I mean, there's stuff that I don't like, and there's stuff that I really love. I mean, like I've said it earlier today. I love Jid's album. I play it all the time.
Shout out
you know?
Jid.
But I can go to like the joint that Young Jeezy and DJ Drama got. I play that all the time. Like, so there's music that definitely inspires me, and it makes me feel good. Like, yo, man, there's, you know, because funny enough, even Tip, like when Tip heard the Yours record, and he was like, yo. And he heard the Common verse. He's like, yo, I can't front. You should think about getting Jid on this, man. He's like, yo, I can pull the trigger. I know he with it. And I thought about it. I was like, nah, because he's like, because you can have him talk from his point of view. I was like, nah, I like the fact of two older MCs letting the young dudes know, like, we got y'all back. So, but I was appreciative of that because I love Jid. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm gonna need a Different World as the single though. I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need a video too. You know what I mean?
Yo,
put my request.
Seriously,
Yeah,
I love that record.
yeah.
Another record, another amazing Pete Rock record. He played it, and at the time I was at his house because Tyler, at one point, you know, I had reached out to Tyler, the creator, to try to be a part of it, and he was with it. You know, I sent him a few records. I sent him Day in the Sun. I sent him a few other things, but I was like, yo, I think I need something like that I don't have in my possession to see if I can hand it over to him. And I went to Pete's crib, and then Pete played that record for me, and I was like, yo, this record is so dope. And I just once again got my pacing going on, and you know, the sample's saying Different World. I said, yo, Pete, it'd be crazy if like maybe we're talking about whatever we're talking about, but then keep making references to the different characters from the TV show Different World. He said, nah, that pops, I'd be banging. So that's kind of what I did in the first verse.
Yeah.
Tyler was just caught up with just releasing that next, he was on
2
tour.
projects, a tour.
Pretty much
the
the
festival.
tour, and it was just crazy. Like I went to see him in Jersey. He got off stage, he was so tired. I was like, man, I'll see you next album cycle. Like, think about it. Like,
Next
your
album
life
cycle is crazy.
Your life is crazy right now.
You know, with Tyler too, I feel like, because I was watching when you guys did that joint interview, and it feels like he felt the same with the clips where he recorded 50 verses because he wanted it to be so perfect. I think he's so hard on himself lyrically that he probably has drafts and he just wants it to be perfect if it works for you guys.
I wouldn't be surprised if it was like that. He definitely is a brother who pay attention to detail, as you said. And so, I mean, yeah, man, I know his heart was there for it, but he was burnt out, man.
Yeah, fair.
You know.
When I remember Jeremy just said the clip, so it made me think. I remember when I talked to Push and Malice, they said that they used every record they recorded for the album. Is that the case for Cabin in the Sky?
No, there's some stuff that didn't make it. It's this one record that Soundtrack did. Oh my God. It was amazing. And I really want to still put it out. But it got to a point where I could see that it wasn't going to work with where everything else was, especially with the title. When the title came into play and it was Cabin in the Sky. And it's just one track the producer's Soundtrack did, and I had named it something like, it's crazy, I can't even remember the wolf. It was playing off like the boy, the boy who screams wolf. It was like the wolf who screams, the wolf who called wolf, something like that, kind of how like a wolf in sheep's clothing is trying to make you look at an innocent person. And I had threw all these kiddie records in, and it was dope. But I was like, but it wasn't fitting in with the anatomy of the body of work that was coming together. And then there's a few Pete Rock joints. See, this is one we got called Jesse Owens. Crazy. But once again, it actually had this sample by The Who, and I wasn't really willing to deal with what it was going to be.
It's not easy to clear.
Yeah. And this other dope one that Earl was going to get on, called, what is it called? Dave is actually doing a chorus. Never Settle.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a few that didn't make it, and they're dope records. I'm thinking about maybe putting it on, like if Earl finish it up, maybe like put it on like another version of
Deluxe.
Yeah.
So this feels like this isn't the final De La Soul
no.
album, final De La Soul music.
Not at all.
Nah, conceptually, there's some songs that probably will make another project. Comes together accordingly.
Yeah, Mace.
But there's more music.
Yeah, Mace. In terms of us wanting to finish up the third
The
AOI album that
3
never got
installment,
finished.
that's still in the
We're
works.
looking to do a joint with Paul. Me and him was bugging out the other day. Like, yo, we could call it like, you know, like like maybe PMP, like Paul Mason, like Post Mason Paul, like, and we bugging out like, yo, like, we still out here. Common, I remember when he tapped in and did what he did, he's like, yo, Merce, we should do a whole album. Like, I'm open to it all.
But you never did a solo album. That was the thing, too. People always pressured you. They wanted you to do it. You never stepped out.
Me and Dave both had rhymes and stuff that could have been solo albums or different projects, like, but nah, it wasn't really what I was into. Me and my brother Dave West, we had put together something that was really dope called Tuxedo Armor. And that's where the running back thing was from. It wasn't really for this record. I just happened to be playing it. Black Thought was sitting in the studio and Sean C. And when that went by, he was like, nah, what's that? And I was like, oh, this is for, he's like, nah.
He's not gonna let,
play that. And then Dave was just wilding so much over it. And I was like, word, you think I should put this on Kevin Sky? And they was like, Sean C's like, yo, Posh, you are holding out. And he was like, that could be the shit you give the Nas. And I was like, all right. And then so yeah, man, we love putting together stuff, and nah, by no means will this be the last you hear from us.
Have you gotten, because you mentioned being in the studio, well, first of all, it's crazy that you just randomly thought, so Black Thoughts listened to the record, and then I called Nas, and he's like, you know what I'm saying? Just as a hip-hop fan, it's like, wait, what the fuck is going on?
All the best
I want to be in the room.
world.
Add me to the group chat.
But the group chat. No,
add me to the group. But has anybody ever made you write your verse over? Either one of you? Like,
Dave would do that all the time.
no, I'm talking about, have you got a verse, like you said that Nas sent you 2 versions. Have you ever heard a verse that you got back from somebody and was like, oh, I need to rewrite my shit? And is that cool? I heard that's not MC etiquette.
Shit, I don't care what they say.
I'm gonna get the best possible verse.
Get it right.
When we did the I See Y'all record on the Mosaic Thump record, and when I heard Busta's verse, and then I heard Dave's, I was like, nah. I had, because I usually try to go in first. Dave wrote something. What Dave wrote was crazy, and then when Busta got in, I was like, nah, I revamped mine. So yeah, definitely.
Did you tell them? Did they get a heads up that you was?
Hell yeah, they knew I was about to redo my shit. I don't give a shit about none of that.
Yeah, all that ego, pride, and
MC etiquette. I ain't an MC. I'm a public speaker. I stand outside that shit. I'm like, yo, I'm not
getting killed.
Hell no.
Well, I will say I do think Black Thought might have gotten out rapped here, and I am a Black Thought stan. I think he's one of the greatest rappers of all time. But I'm just saying, on this specific song,
on his own record?
Never.
I'm just saying.
I felt very confident in what I wrote, but I was a little scared. I knew he would, and he came back quick with it too. I gave it to him. He was like, yo, like a day later, like, yo, I got it. I just gotta put it down at the crib. And then when he put it down and he sent it, he's like, yeah, like I got inspired. I wanted to throw a little like of that Stakes is High shit with Dave was on.
The Sicko Scheme.
His flow is crazy.
Is there a record that you feel like you got ate up on?
There's tons of records that I feel like that. That's how real I am, because that's what keep me doing what I
Inspired,
need to do. I don't lie to myself.
I was gonna say, do you guys have like personal favorite De La songs or De La albums? Like, how do you look at your catalog? Is there personal things that stand the strongest to you?
It varies, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's different days, different feeling. You know, it's almost like saying, "Who's your favorite child?"
Well, most parents have.
Can't really do that.
No, we being real.
Yeah, so they might lean towards
Okay, let's say underappreciated.
I might hang out
What
with
do you
this
think is
one
the
a
more
little bit.
underappreciated De La
You're
song
in the
record?
wheel. You're not.
Now, that's a different level. That's a
80%.
different level.
You get 20.
No, I mean, there's songs you love because it means, like, IMIB is just one of those songs that means so much to me.
Yeah.
Trying Peoples, but you love what you love. I mean, Balloon wasn't necessarily at the time one of my favorite records.
See, that's not my personal favorite De La record because I feel like it's not as heralded as the first two.
Yeah, it wasn't one of my. And it's because I felt like all the other records, they felt complete. Like when it got to the end, it ended the right way. I just felt like Balloon it didn't end
did
right.
feel incomplete, but it was the most confident produced record.
Oh yeah,
I think we were really seasoned at producing at this point. We wanted Paul but we
that was
necessarily
close
didn't
call.
really need him, and he was trying to even bow out around that time. But we felt like we need to still do this all together. And I think it was some creative growth there between the three of us when we start to really work in our own spaces.
Like an adult. You guys were adults now too. Like
Paul wanted to be out after the second album. Like, yo, man, y'all got it. Like, y'all can do this on your own.
Because y'all came with a lot of ideas from the beginning, right?
Yeah.
We
were
produced,
like Rod Templeton to Quincy Jones.
Yeah. We all
and Paul had all the spice.
He helped elevate it to help you fine tune it and teach you how to work it.
I'm sorry, just real quick to go back to what we was talking about before. Like when we got the record from Dilla that became the title track, Stakes is High, and when Dave laid down that verse,
oh my God. That was such a triumphant moment because I felt like people were kind of counting you guys out. Like the sound had changed in hip hop. And I just remember the energy around Stakes is High as a record was just like, oh my God, my guys are like, there was just so much pride.
That album, Dave produced the majority of the records on that album.
Wow.
And that's because he hated Balloon My State.
Wow.
Dave hated Balloon My State.
Yeah, he did.
And he was like, nah, I'm
not going to hate the second.
Because he lived by the mantra that Prince Paul taught us, like, allow every idea to have a chance, and we learned that early with Paul, which was great, whether it was me putting together all of I Know, and then Mason's like, yo, Merce, I got this whistle I want to add from Otis Redding, and I was reluctant, and then I listened to Paul in my head saying what he said, and I let him add it, and it added the glue to it. So we got into this thing of like letting everyone's idea be what it needed to be. And I think Dave, we didn't realize he was doing it, but he was trying to let everyone's idea be what it needed to be. But Dave, mentally, he was somewhere else on Balloon My State. Like, he wanted to go. That's why, and I know when he does it, like, when he'll be like, yeah, Merce, you write it. Like, he let me write Patty Cake, because Dave didn't want to rhyme on Patty Cake. He said, so, yeah, Merce, you write it. It's all right. And I wrote the whole thing, but I'm like.
Oh, you talking about Patty Duke?
Patty Duke, running through the trenches.
Yeah. So I was like, all right, I don't think. So when it came down to Stakes is High, he took charge, and
rapping on that bullshit.
that's what that became. he killed that shit. So I mean, but
Dave had a problem seriously.
What? But his verse that made me like afraid. Like I was like, and that's what it is too with me. Like I'll be like, all right, because I can feel like that about Thought, but like with Dave, I was like, all right, for some reason he's on one on this record, so let me lean this way with talking about the world in such a way, but like, yeah, that's dope how Paz did that, because the lyrical aspect of Stakes, Dave smoked the shit.
There's like a different role to play.
He smoked the shit out of me on that record.
How did it's so easy to develop? Because I was just him on there. You didn't want to hop on that record? Or?
Because I didn't hear it like that. I produced that record.
Oh, you did produce? Yeah, okay.
Stakes is High was finished. We had finished everything. The last song was like, we had the Sunshine record, which Dave produced. That was dope. Tommy Boy was like, I met with Audrey Lacadis at Tommy Boy. She was like, yo, Naughty's working on their new record, and they're like about 4 or 5 songs in, but we've identified singles. So they let me hear the Hear Me Flow record. They was like, yo, do a remix. So It's So Easy was a remix for Hear Me Flow.
Is that right? Wow.
I made
you
that
can
for
hear
him.
it now. Wow, yeah.
I never knew that.
When I did it, I just felt like their record is so dope that this record that I'm trying to make as a remix, I don't feel like it was elevating their record that sounds so authentically Naughty and a radio record. I just felt like, nah. So I was like, and I just threw it to the side, and I was like, well, I don't know, maybe I'll give it to Renee. Me and Renee was hanging around. Maybe Jeanne could do something with it. And so then Dave called me. I said, yo, I got this record I did, I told him the story, and I played it to him over the phone, and he just freaked out. He was like, are you fucking crazy? Give that to me. He said, matter of fact, I don't have a solo record yet on this record. You got your Once Again Long Island record. That's my solo record.
Okay, yeah.
It kind of reminds me of how you view your own rap voice.
Yeah, you just
and other people, it takes them to be like, no,
and I couldn't hear
myself.
I couldn't even hear myself rhyming on it. I was like, have it. And he destroyed it. Yeah.
That's what's up. We getting a rap soon, and I don't want to fight a black woman. But, but you got one more thing, real quick.
Yeah. Last lyric.
Let the white man ask the last question.
I don't want to fight a black woman either.
He said, I don't want to fight a black woman either.
Yeah, my mama's
like
a black
Baby
woman.
said.
I'm not
You
doing
guys
none of
press
that.
the De La Soul
Don't
brand
fuck
or
that
Pasta
one.
Deuce or Mace.
But I feel like this is a good place to end. There's two bars that connected that I feel like kind of put pieces together for me where it was used to be on point, now we're on purpose, and then words that rhyme or words that matter. What do you guys feel like De La Soul's current purpose is with the music in the world?
I mean, at this point, it's a responsibility to everything we've created, you know, to something that grew to be much bigger than us, which is the culture, hip-hop. You know, when we got into this thing, it didn't even have a name yet. It was just this thing, this rap thing, you know? So for it to have evolved to what it is today, be a part of the fabric, losing my brother, it's definitely a genuine responsibility at this point. What I would like for people to take away from it is knowing that there's 3 black men who stuck together through it all.
Oh.
De La Soul.
Thank you guys so
Ladies and
much.
gentlemen, Cabin in the Sky.
Peace. Elliott, yo, man, for real, thank you for really being a catalyst to.
Well, tell him real quick, man.
Yeah, I mean, you know, for real, like,
I'm sick of being humble.
you know, yeah, and humble you are. I appreciate
I know,
that.
I know.
For real.
Bullshit.
But he played a significant role in Jay's decision to not stream my music on Tidal
Word.
when we were going through the battle, you know. And he gave that call and he was like, yo, Jay want to know what's up. It's up to you guys.
Wow.
What you really
Yeah.
want to do. He's like, he felt the need that I should call to see if what you guys want to do, if you want to go to stream, because artistically everybody knew where we stood. Regardless of the bumps and lumps in the business, we wanted the fans to have the music.
Yeah.
And we would have continued the fight even with the music out, you know? But knowing that fight would have been even worse had the music came out, you know? We probably wouldn't have been at the round table ever again, you know?
Yeah.
So Jay not streaming on Tidal set the tone for all the DSPs.
Apple and Spotify backed
Yeah,
off.
everybody
Nobody.
backed- everybody
So when they
backed
first dealt with
off.
Tommy Boy, they were going to put the catalog out.
They was about to gorilla
Oh, wow.
pimp the shit out of us.
Oh, they were.
And I was
gonna-
talking to
Yeah.
Paz, and Paz was like, "Do you want me to support this?" Like, I didn't know what to do. And then Paz felt resistance, so I was like, I had Hove, like, I don't feel right about putting this up. And then Hove got involved, and when we took the stance at Tidal to not put it up,
Yeah.
Apple and Spotify backed down, and they didn't put it up.
Word.
And that began the process, or helped the process in them,
Yeah.
you know,
Wow.
gaining more
That's
control
dope.
of it.
Yeah, so
doubt.
I
That was
really
really dope.
appreciate all of that. You know
Oh,
what I
no.
mean?
That's
That
good.
just comes
Because
from
in the
love and
eyes of
hip-hop.
doing business, he could have just did business. You know what I
Yes.
mean?
Yeah.
The most excruciating part of this game is
Yeah,
the business.
The business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I appreciate all of that.
And
But
there's
everything worked out the way
that
it
worked
was.
out a lot, and it worked out.
Well,
Business.
you had the bar. They offer you the castle, but who owns the land?
No.
Like that's.
But a good friend of mine by the name of Jazzy Jeff said, we know the business is messed up, but what did the music ever do to me?
Mm.
Made me feel good.
That's
Yeah.
Music
what it
always
is.
made me feel good.
Yeah.
So I'm going to keep
Sure.
doing music.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
We appreciate y'all being here for
Thank you,
sure,
my
man.
brother.
Thank you for
coming
taking the-
through.
Yeah,
Building
thank
this
you.
Even
new
sharing the
platform,
project
you
with
guys
us ahead
coming.
of time,
Yeah.
like that's love. You know, a
Thank
lot of
you,
people don't
yeah.
do
Hey,
that.
Merce, don't he
Thank
look
you.
like Spearhead X?
Old school.
Wait,
One
wait,
of the
wait, wait.
greatest producers in hip hop.
Oh no,
Nobody really
bro,
knows.
I get
Spearhead
all
X.
kind of,
He
I
did-
get all kind of shit. I get Scarface, I get Birdman,
Oh, man.
I get all of it.
Birdman only with the
You
hat
don't
off.
get Birdman.
No,
Nah,
let
you
him take his
can't
hat
get
off. He might be Birdman.
They give you,
I almost would even say he's kin to Crawford, Daniel Crawford.
yeah.
Ashanti
You look
said I look like Shaka Zulu.
A little bit, his cousin.
Yeah, you got a little.
Bro, it's a bunch. I get a bunch of. I'm
look
insert
Nigerian, you-
industry nigga here. You know what I'm saying?
You don't look like Al
Pause.
Lindstrom. It's okay
You don't
though.
look at Al Lindstrom. I don't.
No, hell no.
You do not
I'm like,
look
what the fuck did I do?
So, Cabin in the Sky, the bigger
Yeah.
big shot.
Y'all can. Okay, we gonna finish. We gonna continue.
That was dope.
Thank you, bro, for real.
That was
man.
hard. Thank you so much for this.